is based on the story of two lovers who were shot on the Lovers Bridge in the bridge of Sarajevo, like this. And that happened in '92. And 3 years later, when the time came, I saw the possibility of Romeo and Juliet, modern Romeo and Juliet on it.
This is a play about war and peace and love and the relationship between them. I have reported something like 18 wars. I've been in the unquiet corners of the world for more than half a century. And one of the things I'm absolutely convinced of is that armed conflict does not deliver the outcomes that the politicians expect of it. So we need someone to speak up for humanity and for the ordinary decent people who get wounded and killed and endangered in these wars. And there are few more powerful ways to do this than through the theatre.
It's why Romeo and Juliet? Because it lends itself, because between the Serb and the Muslim, there's a story to be told. The conflict was there. Not only the conflict between religion and things like this, but also some interest, the pride, and which I tried to convey in the play. And the drama is there, the story is there, the message is there, and I hope something people learn from it.
I was the BBC's principal television reporter during this dreadful war, which started in April 1992, ended in November 1995, and cost 98,000 lives. And I believed then, and I believe now, that it was an unnecessary war, and I felt angry about it. It was very dangerous. I got wounded in the course of it, not that seriously. And I was there when it began, I was there when it was over. I wrote extensively about it, and I believe it is the most consequential war of modern times. And therefore, because it is about war and peace and the relationship between people in these most dangerous times, I think it's really worth writing a play about.
A classic love story, Romeo and Juliet, set amidst the backdrop of Sarajevo, the terrible carnage that took place there, and the ethnic cleansing, which is what the tree is about. And it was just a very human story. I've wanted to be part of it for years, and I just want to do justice to the play for this man. Very good playwright, he writes from the heart, and I can't say enough that's good about him.
My friendship with you began in '64 when you're coming at the restaurant. I followed your progress around the world, Northern Ireland, the Gulf War, and eventually Bosnia. And because you were in danger, we feared for you, because by that time you remember the family all felt that way. And my wife used to prepare for you the famous Sara Masalata, because the food was not so special there. With your misfortune of being hurt in Sarajevo, that gave me the impetus to take the task. So when the time came, of course, who do I go for help? Martin Bell. By that time you were a member of parliament, independent, the first one, and you wrote to your interpreter in Sarajevo. With a answer common card, she came rushing me to the holiday inn to guide me around. It was a great help for the play.
I've known Bernardo since 1964 when I moved to London as a new reporter with BBC News. I did a lot of courting here. It was my hangout. I used to go there between the wars and after the wars. And when I stood for Parliament in 1997, it was my refuge. The press were after me. It was my temporary political headquarters for a few hours before I launched myself into politics. And I still come here whenever I can. I have my favourite hotel in the whole world is the Holiday Inn in Sarajevo. And my favourite restaurant in the whole world is La Gaffe in